Alright, I just got back from watching the new Pixar film Hoppers, which is essentially Avatar meets animals and I guess the wild thornberries, maybe. But yeah, basically, as the trailers have pointed out, girl wants to save animal habitat, goes into the robot body of an animal so that way she can communicate with the actual animals there, and that is her mission, to try and save this little lake that she's in, or glade. I think it's a glade they call it. And that is, I would say, like the most surface level description of what this movie turns into, because you think that it's gonna be essentially like this very bare bones plot of like, okay, they're doing like a conserve nature thing, right? Like humans bad, animals good, save the animals, save nature and all that stuff, right? The Lorax, right? Save the trees. And so when I tell you that this movie, like the twists and turns keep happening, and they don't let it just stay surface level, which I really, really appreciated, right? Like it's not just like, oh, human beings are evil for all this destruction of nature they do, right? Like they address this and they tackle that, but the kind of conclusion they come to is a lot more refreshing than your very standard, paint by numbers kind of plot would be. So yeah, if the trailers kind of have you worried that it's just gonna be like so bare bones, they go into some stuff, and it's actually pretty well done. Also, this movie is more funny than it is sad. Pixar, of course, is famous for having all of its sad moments where, a character dies, and it's this huge tragedy that, like, we have to, like, navigate the emotions of this. And they do have some of that in there, right? Like, there is that moment that happens. However, this movie doesn't focus as much on the moment happening, because they kind of like time jump after it, and yeah, it's just a lot more funny than it is sad, which I also appreciate. So again, it being a Pixar movie, if that was something that was kind of like making you hesitate going to see this one, I would suggest go ahead and check this one out. It was a really fun time. It's funny, and they surprisingly like go in depth with things that they didn't have to, is what I'm saying. Like they easily could have just made this so basic of a plot, because we've seen it 1,000 times, but they didn't. They actually like went somewhere new with it, and I appreciated that a lot. So that's my just initial, like, spoiler free review. It's a pretty good time. Go check it out. It's a really well done Pixar movie. Is it gonna be like top 10? Is it gonna be anyone's like favorites? I don't think it'll be like the top 5, but it could definitely be like at least one of the funniest ones, I would say. And yeah, it's got all of the Pixar fixins, right? It's got heart, it's got comedy, it's got some touching things, it looks amazing, and it kind of makes you think about a couple things, and like that's generally what you want from Pixar. So job well done, you did it. Also, I will say this, spoiler free, when you get to the main antagonist of the movie, especially the third act, I have not felt that an antagonist came so close to the creepy level, a comparison to like Who Framed Roger Rabbit level creepy, as like basically if I was 6 years old watching this movie, I would be like, this would be my Who Framed Roger Rabbit's moment. I would be like, oh my god, what am I looking at? That is terrifying. Because I'll just leave it there for now. Yeah, what you see in the third act, some of the imagery there, it's actually pretty horrifying for like a kid, So I don't know. It's kind of fun that is back again, because it feels like movies kind of stopped doing that, right? They kind of stopped putting like actual like creepy visuals in kids' movies. But yeah, the main antagonist in the third act, I was like, this is kind of disturbing, actually, but in a funny way. Like they keep it comedic, but it is like, wow, all right. Anyways, yeah, so there's that. I'm gonna get into some spoilers now, but yeah, big thumbs up. I enjoyed this one a lot. Like I said, it's not gonna be top 5 Pixar movies ever, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was a fun time, and honestly, if that's all you're looking for, you're gonna find it here. So there you go. All right, here we go. Spoiler time. And really, I guess the first thing I want to talk about is how in depth they go, because the trailers do kind of give some of this away, but it's basically like this movie starts off surface level where it's just like, yeah, girl wants to save this glade. The mayor is evil for tearing it down, trying to build a highway. And so she does her job of like communicating with the animals. They all get together, they save the glade, and the humans push back. And then it does this interesting turn where, because she's like really frustrated with the system and society and not having the power to even just save this small piece of nature that she has this emotional attachment to, it takes this turn where she goes a little too far, and she basically convinces this council of animals that they need to take out the mayor, like kill the mayor, you know. And so now she's like basically caused a hit to be taken out on this human by the animals. So now the mission has completely flipped, and now she has to go save this guy, and from there now one of the animals kind of take over and become evil, and now they're our main antagonist for the rest of the movie. And so it kind of becomes this thing where like the conclusion we reach about trying to save this glade that was her original mission, it kind of comes into like this hey, we're all in this together, we're all part of nature, we need to figure this out, you know, animals, people, you know, you want a highway here, we want this to be our home, you know, and we need to like work together to try to understand how this can how we can cohabitate here with humans and nature. And you know, so it doesn't just become this like black and white, like the mayor's evil, story over, right? Like that would be like the bare bones version of it, right? Where like the mayor's the evil guy, they stop him, and then the movie ends with the glade being saved. But they like go so in depth with it, and then have like an animal be evil, and then they got to save a crowd of humans from the animals, and so all the animals work together to put out this fire, and so like there's this kind of like mutual thing happening between humans and nature. And I don't know, I appreciate that they put more layers to it when they definitely didn't have to. They could have been so lazy about this, and they weren't. But let me talk about the creepy Judge Dredd comparison. It was Judge Dredd, right? I don't know. Who Framed Roger Rabbit's like this is kind of terrifying. Basically what ends up happening is you have this small caterpillar who has recently become the king of all insects because his mom died. The butterfly was, in a very dark but hilarious moment, was squashed by the protagonist. And basically this caterpillar is so evil that he's kidnapped the scientist who created the robot bodies, forced them to create a robot human body that he can take over, and now he plans on killing a whole crowd of humans using these sound devices that they've hooked up. And this robot human body, it is of the mayor, so it looks like the mayor, but like in a really like dark, messed up looking evil version of the mayor, so like even more evil. And then in the middle of the climactic fight with the robot mayor and the protagonist, the robot mayor's face ends up getting taken off, and so you just see robot face, and it's got like the cartoonish giant eyes, but with just like a robot face and the teeth, and like it starts like laughing and yelling, and it's like, it's actually like, if I was 6 or 5, I'd be like, that's it. That I'm gonna be thinking about this later tonight because this is horrifying. like the imagery, like it's really funny, but it's also like, wow, okay, that's pretty creepy, man. So anyways, I thought that was hilarious, but also, yeah, like it's pretty creepy imagery. But yeah, overall, I had a good time with this one. Hoppers, I could definitely see myself checking this one out again. And like I said, you know, it's not as heartbreaking. It's not going to make you super sad, is what I'm saying, right? So, like, don't be afraid to go watch this and feel like, oh, you're going to feel bummed out for the rest of the day. I don't think you will. You know, I think, you know, you can generally walk away from this one going like, you know what? It had some good jokes. It looked really nice. And I like the story. So, yeah, it's a good time. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Bye.